and so forth, and the distances and where they live and travel. It's not like today, where you can just turn on a faucet, flip on an air conditioner, go in. In Mongolia, I notice this a lot because it's so rural. I've been in the outer areas. It's almost required when you go through an area and you see the tents that they have out there, you need to stop by there. If nightfall happens and you walk into like a little village and no one's there, it's understood that you will stay the night in their tent, in their dwelling. Because if you're there and nightfall comes, you'll die because of the cold and so forth, right? So this hospitality is mentioned. Well, this hospitality has its limits as well. Because what will happen is when someone came to visit, one thing you will learn to understand about the Oriental culture, they are not rude people. Even if they don't like you, they will not say anything. In fact, they'll actually say something honorable and so forth. Okay, they're a little passive aggressive. Yeah. Anyway, but in the culture, when you went to visit somebody, they would offer you a drink. Right? They'd offer you a drink. And you take a drink, and when you drank, you would fellowship together. And you would talk. If the guest wanted you to stay a little longer, they would offer you a little more. It was in the culture of the people. No one ever said, hey, you need to go. Because that's the Oriental culture. They're not rude like that. But you can read between the lines. And the lines were this. If the host of the home stopped pouring you drink, it was time to go. That's the way it is. Even to this day. Did you know that? Even to this day in these cultures. It's just an unwritten rule. They just know that. But if you came into the tent and the host of the home saw you and had you sit down, and if you found favor with that host, there was a symbology act that would happen. They would take the glass and they would begin to pour. And they would continue to pour. And they would talk to you. And when they did that, what they were saying is, my home is your home. My family is your family. My sustenance is your sustenance. You stay as long as you want. You have faith. The cup ran over. David understood that principle when he talked about God and having connectivity with God and the benefit that happens. And he made that statement, my cup runneth over. He understood what he was saying. That God is saying to you, you never have to leave. What is mine is yours. My family is your family. My goods are your goods. You stay. You never have to leave.
I'm going to take a nap.
Tonight, Oasis.
I'm taking a nap.
No, when you guys
This
talk
is
to
what
me,
he's saying to me
please have respect. Thank you.
and to you. The last verse he said, surely goodness and mercy shall follow me. Listen, stop looking for goodness and mercy. Stop looking for miracles. Stop looking for breakthroughs. Stop looking for this. Stop looking for that. It follows you. These signs shall follow them that believe. We have a generation of people that are searching for goodness and searching for mercy. I'm telling you, you don't have to, ladies and gentlemen. You are a magnet for the mercy and the goodness of God. Woo! Someone give God praise. And then he says this. I'm going to nail this home. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Hallelujah. If you know somebody that refuses to come to church, listen, if you know somebody that refuses to come to church and they say they're in connectivity with God, they're deceived. They're deceived. Man, when someone's in connectivity with God, they want to dwell in the house of God. Man, before I got saved, I was a coke dealer. I was a mess. I was a mess. I mean, I was a mess. I didn't want to be in the house of God. But when I got saved, I'm telling you all of a sudden, I wanted to be in the house of the Lord. People would try to distract me. Hey, we're going to have a barbecue. Come on out. We got some brews. We're going to have a great time. It's church. I'm going to the house of the Lord. What do you mean you're going to the house of the Lord? Are you one of them Jesus freaks? Yeah. I mean, when I got saved, folks, this is what blows my mind about doing the Oasis, and we're getting past this, we're growing past this now. But man, when I got saved, I went to church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Tuesday night Bible study, Wednesday night church. We have something called Friday Night Live. We do skits and dramas, and that Friday night church. Saturday night we go out. Saturday we go street preaching. Hallelujah. We just do everything. I mean, and it wasn't a burden. It wasn't a stress. It wasn't that. It was the joy of God. And I said, I will dwell. I'm not just going to just pop in and pop out. I will dwell. Someone say dwell. 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 House of the Lord forever. So I'm done. I'm going to tell you there's a benefit to being in connection with God. He's your source. He loves you. He loves you. And I would like you to take this 23rd Psalm just this week. I'd like you to meditate on it. Just take it and read it. Just take it and chew on it and dwell on it. And I believe that we're going to have a good week. We're going to receive the Lord's tithe tonight. I'm doing it at the end because I just... Come on up here, Pastor Calvin. I just so you know, I'm doing it at the end because I wanted to preach. I wanted to get up here and preach. I was trained by one of the best men in the ministry. Could I, Pastor Calvin, get you to take this and then Kevin, you sort of take this and just sort of pour it and don't dump it out. I don't want to spill it on the carpet. Aren't you grateful for this church? Let us rent this building. Aren't you grateful? We're going to get them. Somebody last week had black stuff all over their feet and got it all in there. One of the guys had to scrub it. We're going to give them a gift card and bless them for that. I just love this. I'm so grateful for this place. Anyway, but I was taught by one of the best men in the world. He taught me so many principles about how to pastor, how to build churches, and so forth. And this is the one thing he taught me. Because churches go through pressure. We're not under any pressure. That's not it. I'm saying churches go through pressure. And you know that sometimes pastors, they'll develop their whole week in trying to get an offering out of you. They'll develop their whole sermons, everything. And he taught me. He said, Darren, he said, you understand this. He says, when you come to church to minister, you come to minister the gospel, not to raise an offering. He taught me that, and I mean, he nailed that home with me. So, what I'm saying in conjunction with the service, I didn't say this to get an offering, but I wanted to talk. Remember, I used the word portal.